Sp4zie and plenty.
Hello YouTube, Sp4zie coming right at you with another champion preview. Today we're taking a look at the new Ashe. Looks like Riot is going around changing all the old champions. It's about time, I guess, because a lot of them are pretty stale mechanically compared to the newer champions that we're getting these days. They've moved around and changed some of their abilities. A lot of the key concepts are still there, but there are some new and pretty interesting mechanics here. So let's dive right into it with those abilities. And what better way to start but with a passive? It's called Frost Shot, and it's now sort of, it has the Q within it now, so you don't have an activated Q to slow people. Spells and basic attacks from Ashe slows the target for a percentage that scales with champion level. And here comes the really interesting part. Basic attacks will always critically strike a target with Frost Shot applied to them. Frost Shot, the slow lasts for 2 seconds, so if you consecutively attack a target, you will always crit on them. Also, if you use an ability first and then follow up with an auto attack, that will crit. This seems massively OP, you say to yourself. Well, Ashe doesn't do as much damage with a critical strike as other champions. Other champions do 200% damage with one critical strike. She will only do 110% damage at the start of the game. However, this damage scales with critical strike chance items. So if you get 50% critical strike chance, you will deal 160% critical strike damage. Practically, what does this mean? Well, you're probably going to build Infinity Edge and get, Sp4zie in the offensive mastery tree, but you usually get that anyways on ADC. But what this does is it actually smooths out Ashe a little bit in terms of her damage potential. When you play Ashe right now, you usually don't see yourself as more than utility until you get Infinity Edge, a crit item, and Last Whisper. Then you see yourself doing some damage, right? So this change, I kind of like it. It gives you a little bit more threat and a little bit more potential early on, whilst also keeping that utility feeling to it. And this is a great opportunity to segue into the Q. Passively, you will gain stacks called Focus when you auto-attack or hit people with spells. And when you gain 5 stacks, which is the max, you'll hear a little sound effect and then your Q activation will be more powerful. Note here that it is people that you hit with spells, so one volley could potentially give you 5 stacks immediately, which is something to keep in mind. And you'll have these stacks for 4 seconds, so you kind of have to be in combat to have these 5 stacks going for you. So when you activate your Q, you will gain attack speed, you will gain an increased slow on your passive, and if you have these 5 stacks on your focus, you will also gain flurry attack, which is basically more damage to your auto attacks. And while it does look like this is like a hail of arrows coming in, like every auto attack is actually 3 auto attacks, each auto attack will only apply passives like Blade of the Ruined King once. It is still a very, very potent steroid at max rank. It will be used to kite tanks that doesn't have any jumps or gap closers like Ashe does already, but it will also be used in lane to sort of trade more and be more of an active ADC in that sense and not standing by the turret volleying. I'm not entirely sure if you're gonna see this being maxed all the time. That we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, it is a choice, at least. Ashe has a choice now. Hey. W, the volley, is just tweaked a little bit. It does a little bit less damage, has a lower cooldown, I think, early on. Most importantly, it's now easier to sort of body block for tanks and things, and it's easier to stand behind a minion wave and not get hit by it, which honestly is a good thing, I think, because it allows for you to counterplay accordingly, because right now it feels like Ashe always hits the volley if you're in range of it, right? E, Hawkshot, also tweaked a little bit. It's now only about vision. It doesn't give any gold or anything weird like that. And it feels like Riot looked at Kalista and went, holy shit, she's strong with that vision control. Give Ashe some love, hurry! Because right now on the PvE, Hawkshot is global, which is awesome. And it's got the whole ammo stacking system where you can stack up 2 of these charges and then use 2 Hawkshot in pretty quick succession. What I like about this is that it adds another skill cap on Ashe, so to speak. Like, good Ashe players will use this to make sure that they reveal the enemy jungler as much as possible. You can even use a top to like ward someone that a gank is coming. So I like that. Separate great players from the good players. I'm all on board. Her ultimate is pretty much unchanged, so I'm going to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the Q and the passive and how they work. I bet there's going to be a lot of questions. If you have any, post them in the comments. I'll try and answer as many as I can. First thing to know is that the Q will obviously help you siege very quickly. It's pretty cool in that sense. But the stacks of focus won't be growing. You will only be keeping them whilst you're attacking a turret. So if you have like 3 stacks and start attacking a turret, you'll keep those 3 stacks that will be refreshed, but you won't gain more. Pretty worthy to note. Also, characters that are immune to slows, like, Master Master Yi cannot be crit by Ashe, so that's a pretty big counterplay. And I don't know if that's going to be how it is when it's live. It's always, you know, subject of change, but that's how it is right now. Morgana Black Shield is the same and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I like Ashe. I played her a lot in Season 3 when I played ADC, so I'm looking forward to this change. If you found this video informative, feel free to award me with a like. I do enjoy it. And subscribe to the channel, 3 videos a week as always. For now, this has been Sp4zie, and I am out. Dudes!